Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Bracketology, your guide to color guard aluminum brackets. As always, joined here by Kyle. Kyle, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right, super. And we're going to be talking about, he's going to unveil some secrets to mastering the installation of our aluminum brackets. That's, the usual thing here we do here, though, is I have to tell you, this is not just a show. We're here to answer your questions as well. We'll be getting to those after the presentation or closer to the end of the webinar, but you can post them at any time, either in chat or Q&A, and we will get to them. So, Kyle, you ready to get this thing started?
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess the first thing we got to do is go over some of the brands that we're going to be talking about today. And that includes the Aspen aluminum railing, which has been around for quite a while. One of our newer ones, which is the Grand Prix. In fact, this is our newest line, correct?
Correct. Newest aluminum line, correct.
Newest aluminum line. And then the tried and true classic Lincoln aluminum railing. Yeah. So, and the first product we're going to start talking about today is something that even though we've done so many installations, Kyle, I've never seen this. And what is this thing?
So this is our over the post bracket. And we've got four different profiles for this style of bracket. Right here, I'm doing an inline bracket. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut your post a little bit shorter. It's in the install instructions how short to cut it. And then you're going to install the bracket to the top of the post as such. You notice that the railing goes inside of this bracket, and then we run screws through the side to attach it structurally to the post. And in a minute, we'll take an end view here. And this bracket allows you to have a continuous top rail. So there's your profile of the rail inside of this bracket as we secure it to the post. Yep, so it fits right inside of there, and you'll see how we secure the railing to the bracket in just a minute right here. We attach it on the underside, so it's secured to the post, and it's also secured to the rail. And then it allows you a continuous top rail all the way around your deck. We have inline, we have corner, we have end, and then we have a stair post, which on the stairs you'll start and stop on a standard stair bracket, whether it's adjustable or our new Speed Stair, which we'll get to in a minute. But if you have a mid post, you can use the stair version of over the post to create a continuous top rail from your top to your bottom post on your stairs.
Okay. All right. Well, then the next thing we're going to talk about here is the mounting brackets, and these come with all of the what do you call them? The Lincoln and the Grand Prix lines. That's the ones we're going to be showing at these.
Correct. And on over the post, I just want to touch on one more thing that's available for Lincoln and Grand Prix profiles.
Okay. Perfect. All right. These holes right here, there's something special about them, right?
Yes. So if you'll take a look at it a little bit closer right there, I'm pointing it out. Those holes are oval shaped, and they're oval shaped for a reason. As we move on with the video here, you'll see when we go to install that, so the lower bracket, it's pretty close to here I'm fitting it to the rail. It's pretty close to the deck and to the rail as you're running your screw and your drill will get pretty close to the rail. So you can actually, and I actually pre-drill these already in this shot, but you can pre-drill on an angle and then run your screws in on a slight angle and they'll disappear into the bracket. So you don't run the risk of marring up your rail. If you do have a concern about that, you can take one of the flaps off of our cardboard carton that it comes in and put that in between your drill and your rail to protect it while you're pre-drilling and running the screws in.
Okay. Got the extreme close-up shot right here.
That's a perfect example of showing how it went on an angle and then it just disappears right into the bracket.
Okay. All right. And then I know you talked a little bit about, this is, before about having a piece of cardboard down there. If you're worried about scratching it, just take a piece of cardboard and kind of run it against that so that you don't nick it while you're doing things.
And you'll notice the same thing in our top rail bracket here. Again, the holes are oval shaped for the mounting screws. And that's so you can, once again, drill on an angle and you don't have to worry about marring up your rail.
Okay.
our
So,
sleek bread loaf profile here, highlighting that.
yeah, highlighting that in an incredibly long shot that I cut in half. All right,
So
so
here I'm drilling out on the post. Again,
mhm,
I'm not even close to the rail here, drilling in, and we attach our screws, and then as we did with the over the post, we attach one screw through the bottom as well to secure that installation.
all right. And you guys recently switched to the star drive screws?
Correct, T20 star drive, and
Mhm.
that's been a pretty popular change for us. I really like these screws, and I think that's going to be one of our game changers that came out this year.
Okay, perfect. Another one is the Speed Stair brackets, which are available for the Lincoln and Grand Prix lines.
And then with a variation of that, we're going to show you here. So I'm actually mounting it to the post as we're showing it here, pre-drilling, and then these come with star drive screws as well. I believe this is the Grand Prix variation I'll be showing.
Mhm.
So here we pre-drilled that. And we're going to run our star drive screw in there.
Now these are these are set at an angle as well, or are these straight on?
This is straight on. It's a little bit easier to avoid the rail. Here I thought I hit it, but it's all good there.
Mhm.
Um, with going straight on like that and with the stair brackets at an angle, there's less likelihood of you actually hitting the bracket there.
Mhm.
Um, so we didn't run the side screws in just so I could show you, and that's the variation I was talking about. So you'll see the hole here where I have the side screws in, but I wanted to show the angle range of motion. 23 to 38 degrees. So in an actual installation, you'd have side screws in on the side of this bottom bracket here and on the side of the tops to secure the installation. But
Mhm.
um, we just wanted to show you the angle of range of motion. So 23 to 38 degrees range of motion in this stationary bracket here. And that we just released that this year.
Mhm. And I believe that we have some other things on the website about that, but that's not the only solution for stairs. You've also got the adjustable stair bracket, which we're going to talk about a little bit.
Correct. And this is a two-step process. So you're gonna mount the bases first.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to pause for a second. We did get a question that came in. This is kind of important since we're still talking about Speed Stair. What lengths are available on Speed Stair?
That is a good question. I don't have that memorized, but I'm gonna look really quick.
All right. Let's pop back here so people can see that there's, the angle again here while you're looking up that information. I do think this is really cool that you can just pop this in there and then it's still got a real nice look to it no matter what angle you have it at.
So it varies with the product line, but on Lincoln it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10 foot lengths.
Okay.
And we also offer that in a 42-inch high version in 6 and 8 foot for Lincoln. And then for Grand Prix, in 36-inch high variation, we have 6 and 8 foot lengths, and those are in all three colors.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And then back to the adjustable stair brackets here. This is this is we were talking before. It's got the star drive just like the other ones. Um, but it's a couple different pieces that are involved in it.
Correct. So here we're mounting the base first with our new star drive screws there.
Mhm.
And then this is the bottom attachment first. So we put the pivoting piece in, and then we're going to use our hex key here to secure that. And
Mhm.
I'm just going to snug it up just a little bit. So that, as you can see it later on, we're going to show the pivoting range of motion on this as well.
Okay.
And then we're going to attach the bottom bracket. In the bottom bracket, we've got fine thread Phillips drive screws here.
Okay. All right. There's the shot that was there a second ago. There's the Speed Stair right next to the adjustable.
Yep. That's a great comparison right there of our bottom brackets for both.
So you're screwing this part in here. That's the bottom
That's the bottom
bracket.
rail bracket here. Yep. Finishing off that installation.
Okay. And again, a
And
conversion
then,
of the two. The speed
yep.
stair
And
to
then we'll
the
have the top
adjustable.
as well here.
Okay. So what is, I
Pre-drill
mean,
those. We always suggest pre-drilling.
mhm,
Even though these are self-tapping screws, we always suggest pre-drilling is going to make your install a lot easier. And then here, slid the top bracket in. I'm going to snug that up just a little bit with the hex key.
and then we're going to be able to see the range of angles that you're going to be able to do with that.
Yep. And an actual installation, once you have your angle set, you'd completely secure this hex key. But for this application, we wanted to illustrate the range of motion, so I left it a little loose.
Mhm.
And here we're using Phillips drive again to finish off this installation.
And let's see this thing. There it goes. What's the range of motion on this one?
0 to
Roughly.
38 degrees. So it starts out
Okay.
level and it can go all the way up to 38 degrees. So not only does it cover the code compliant range of stair angles, but then it also can be used for handicap and other technical installations. One thing I do want to note is that on our straight brackets, they do accommodate a 112 pitch.
Okay.
So you can use our straight brackets for a handicap ramp as well.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And then we go into our variable angle wedge. And what are these used for?
So these are if you have a non-square deck. We know there's a lot of folks building custom homes out there. If you got pergolas or other kind of unique applications like that, this allows you to have an angle range of motion side to
Mhm.
side that's not coming 90 off the post. So if you've got any other angle beyond 90 off the post, then you'd utilize this. And you can see right here from above, we
Mhm.
call it a variable angle wedge because it moves side to side, so you get the angle range of motion, but then you also have a wedge behind it that gives you an additional boost of angle there.
Mhm. Okay. Again, though, you use the hex key on this to kind of lock it in place.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Similar installation to the other one.
Similar to the adjustable stairs, we're using the Phillips drive here again to attach the screw.
Mhm.
And then we're going to use the hex key to solidify the installation. Now, again, I'm going to leave this a little loose so I can show you the range of motion, but in actual application, once you have your angles set, you'd use the hex key to tighten that up and secure the installation.
Okay. And we also use black and white for illustrative purposes. It is available in black, white, and bronze.
Bronze, correct.
Bronze.
And this goes 0 to 50 degrees side to side range of motion.
Okay.
And
All
so
right.
here I've pre-drilled already and running the screws in,
Mhm.
covering the detail of the install a little bit here. I'm going to pre-drill the bottom one now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, every time I've used one of those pre-tapping screws, or self-tapping screws, it works, but boy, does it seem like it's a lot more work than just pre-drilling the hole.
And with the
Yeah.
gauge of aluminum that we use on our posts, it's just beneficial to pre-drill. It'll save you time and headache.
Okay. All right.
Self-tappers help secure it to the post, but the pre-drilling will definitely save you some time there.
Okay.
And
All
we'll
right.
secure
And
this with the hex
yep.
key.
Yep. And then we're gonna go into the range of motion again. So of the decks that you've installed, I mean, you've been with you for a number of installs. How many oddly shaped decks have you worked on?
Uh, a couple.
Hmm.
Not what on the installations I've been on, it's not too common, but I know they're out there. And they're probably a lot more common than just what I've worked on. But I know I've done at least 2 or 3 custom installs like that. One of them was actually when we debuted our Aspen when we were in Charlotte area for that installation. We use a variable angle wedge there.
Okay. All right.
And then our
Perfect.
drink rail brackets, and
Yes.
those are available with Lincoln and Grand Prix profiles.
Okay. Sorry, I zipped back here because I thought you were going to talk a little bit longer about the this product here, the variable angle wedge. But yes,
Yep. So
the drink bracket, which we've had our
so
own special webinar on.
yes, yep. We did a drink rail exclusive webinar previously, but we'll cover it again here. On your Grand Prix and Lincoln profiles, you'll start with one bracket, one drink rail bracket right in front of your standard straight rail bracket, and then you'll space it out every 2 feet after that.
Yeah.
We provide the screws to attach it to the sides, and then you'll cut your deck board to length. Here we're doing it between the posts, but if you want it over the post, we'll cover that in just a minute.
Mhm.
This is a key point to note on the screen here that the screws to attach it to your deck board are not included because we don't know what material you're going into.
Right.
3/4 inch tapered head screws are required, and you'll have to source those separately. Um, but everything else is included. And then here, as we showed, as I was mentioning earlier, if you want to have a continuous drink rail all the way across, um, all you would be required to do is just cut your post flush to the top of your top rail,
Mhm.
and then your drink rail deck board will go right over the top of that.
Okay. And that the over the post what do you the over the post bracket, that would those work as well with this? Where if you had like a
They
continuous one?
would.
Yeah.
They provide a little bit cleaner
Mhm.
installation, but it would also add more cost. And
Okay.
as far as the requirements, there's no real requirement um to have those in there, especially if you have a 4 inch post or things like that. You may have to get a little creative, but
Mhm.
at least on the 3 inchers here, you could use the over the post as well to create a seamless installation there. Otherwise, as long as your deck board is flush to the top of the post there, the top of your top rail, you'll be just fine.
Okay, perfect. And then we get to wrap it off with the patented Kyle Smile
I'll
from a few years
smile.
ago.
Yeah.
All
One
right,
thing I want to
so
note on there, so we showed stairs next to that. We don't code doesn't it's not code acceptable or code compliant to necessarily put a drink rail on your stairs. You can if you want to, that is an option. But just keep in mind that it's not code compliant.
and your drink's gonna slide off.
Right. That's just an aesthetic at that point. Nobody wants to set their drink on the stair anyway, on the stair
Yeah,
rail anyway. So
yeah. All right, perfect. So we're at the Q&A portion of this. We do have a few things that have come through. You can ask any questions that you have by popping it either into the Q&A or to the webinar chat. So we just talked about the drink rail kits, and I think you mentioned this. Only available for Lincoln and Grand Prix, is that correct?
drink rail is only available for Lincoln and Grand Prix. That is correct.
Okay, all right. Is there also one that is for the vinyl?
Correct. We have a separate bracket for the vinyl. This bracket here will not work with the vinyl.
Right.
We've got our own separate drink rail bracket for the vinyl.
Okay. All right. So one came in here. If you choose to go that route on stairs, you
Oh,
can
so
you
if you choose
add?
to, okay, I see what he's saying. So
Yeah.
if you choose to use drink rail on the stairs, you could absolutely use our secondary handrail and mount that to the inside of the stair section, and that
Mhm.
would make it code compliant as well.
Okay. All right. Again, though, your drink's going to slide right off if it's on an angle.
It's an aesthetic, and I know in the Pinterest and house and Facebook world out there, Instagram, there, style is very important. So
Yeah.
consistency and style just may dictate that you want to put that on your stairs, and that's okay. But to make it code compliant, you could add a secondary handrail, and
Yeah.
that would resolve that.
All of those websites are the source of great bad ideas or bad great ideas, whichever way you look at it.
And a
Yeah.
lot of honey-do lists, yes.
And a lot. Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on the honey-do list. All right. Hey, speaking of weird task here, can the aluminum posts be painted a different color? And if so, what do you need to do to prep them?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that painting our aluminum posts any color than the factory color will void the finish warranty on that.
Mhm.
And with that being said, we have not done any painting of the posts ourselves beyond our standard stock colors. So we do not recommend painting that. If you choose to paint that, you are doing so on your own.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Got a question here. If asking if installation videos are available on YouTube. They are. They're also available on the Color Guard website. That's colorguardrailing.com/resources. There's a link to not only the videos that Kyle has produced for installation, but also installation instructions in PDF form, as well as some sell sheets and product guides and replacement parts. So, good place to go if you're looking for information when it comes to installation or the kits themselves, colorguardrailing.com/resources. So
And
I
you'll
have,
see plenty of Eric and here, plenty of me and here, plenty of Eric in those videos as well. So,
yeah, yep, and then a few other guest stars, but we won't say who they are. All right. So
um,
I
do
do
we
have
have any other
one.
questions?
We do. There's from an installation standpoint, what's the biggest difference between Speed Stair and adjustable brackets?
So, from an installation standpoint, it's really the amount of time taken to do the install. So, Speed Stair is a straight profile. It attaches directly to the post. With the adjustable stairs, you have to make a couple additional measurements and mount a couple additional pieces before you start mounting the railing to the bracket.
Okay. All right. So we're reaching the 30-minute mark here in a minute or two. We do have some additional time though to take some questions. If you have any, remember to post them either in Q&A or the chat. Um,
I do have a key point I wanted to hit yet.
all right, well, why don't you do that?
All
Kyle,
of
do you
the
have any
things
key
that we
points?
all the things that we covered here are all the brackets, the railing that we talked about. They are available and able to source through our configurator on colorguardrailing.com. So
Cool.
as you're building out your product or item list, all of these items are available through our configurator to help you determine your product takeoff for your deck project.
Okay. And there are a number of places on the site to get to that configurator. Again, though, it is if you go to the railing resources page, there is a link to that as well at the bottom. So it's a great tool. It's just an awesome tool if you got any project and you want to figure out what products will be best for it and how many you're going to actually need to order. It's an awesome tool. All right, so I'm looking over here and I'm not seeing any more questions. So we can either start telling jokes or we can, oh, nope, sorry. What bracket? We just got one in. Thank you very much from anonymous attendee. What bracket would you recommend to attach to a round column if you have aluminum railing?
That's a good question actually. You can attach a straight or a stair to your round column, but you won't be able to attach it directly. You would have to, and it really depends on the size of the column. But you'd have to create some kind of um, build out off of that column in order to attach the brackets. Because as you noticed as we are going through, the back of all these brackets is flat. So you'd have to build something out. The variable angle wedge may, depending on the diameter of the column, may mount directly to the surface, but it all depends on the size of the column and the application.
Okay. All right. So I guess if somebody needed to workshop something like that, is there a good place for them to find, I guess you or ask you these questions directly, maybe?
They can start with our customer service team, and then
Okay.
our customer service team can direct them from there. Our customer service team is knowledgeable. They've gone through the color guard
Yeah.
college.
Yeah. They've
And
seen a lot, is what you're saying.
absolutely.
All right, super. Thank you very much for that question. Got another one here. Can you mount these brackets with aluminum post sleeve into wood structures, or are different screws required? I think what he's asking is if there's different screws required depending on the material you're drilling into.
So if you're not using our aluminum surface mount post or post sleeves, you will need to source different hardware if you're going directly into wood. If you're not sleeving it or anything like that, our rail bracket screws are made to go strictly into aluminum.
Mhm.
So if you're doing anything beyond that, you'll have to source screws for your specific application.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Probably longer. Definitely not a self-tapping metal screw if you're going into wood.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be going into wood or a composite or anything like that, you're gonna want a longer screw.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect. Let's see. That seems to be about it. Kyle, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge again today. Again, everyone, we will be sending out a recap of this webinar to you, whether you could attend or not. We'll also have a recording of the webinar that you can share with people. If you need to find out anything else about ColorGuard, you can visit colorguardrailing.com and get information not only on the aluminum railings, but also the other vinyl railings and other accessories that they make. Kyle, thank you so much for, again, sorry, I interrupted you when I said thank you and then just went into my spiel, but thank you so much for sharing your knowledge today.
Appreciate you setting this up, and thanks everybody for your time.
Yes, you guys take care, have fun, and good luck in all your projects out there. Bye for now.